We're looking forward to the years ahead, and we look forward to continue getting the message out to the Christian community and challenging Christian families and churches to provide Christian education for our children. Here's an update from E. Ray Moore on the Exodus Mandate Project's progress over the past decade and where we're at now.
Well, welcome to our 20th anniversary celebration of Frontline Ministries, and we're so happy that you're here with us tonight, and those that will be viewing this later, we welcome you as well. Frontline Ministries was initially the vision of two couples, Lee and Susan Adams and Ray and Gail Moore. We initially had a burden for revival and cultural renewal in our society and our families, and we saw the means being Christian education, apologetics. We had a large apologetics conference at the University of South Carolina initially, and also through distribution of books and tracts and literature. We've done a lot with publications and media. We have a number of books, articles, and CDs that have been published. For example, in 1999, I created a movie called Let My Children Go. We saw thousands of those sold around the nation. And in 2001, a few years later, we had a book with the same title, Let My Children Go, which I authored, and it did well, several thousands of copies sold around the nation. The good news, though, and the best news is in 3 years ago, the movie Indoctrination was created. I was the executive producer. Colin Gunn and Joaquin Fernandez co-directed the movie. It's sold or had distributed about 65,000 copies in 3 years. It's done very, very well. It got an award, a Jubilee Award. It's the best Christian documentary, I believe in 2012, at the San Antonio Independent Christian Film Festival. It was the best Christian documentary of that year. In 1999, I participated in a panel, it was like a debate at the First Amendment Center, a very prestigious national organization at Vanderbilt University, on education. It was one of the first forums where I was able to get the Exodus Mandate vision before a important large audience, and that was a very good opportunity, got a lot of national attention. Earlier, we had sponsored a lecture at the University of South Carolina with the noted Christian author and apologist, William Craig Lane. And then in 2010, I was in a debate at the University of South Carolina with a famous atheist, Dr. Herb Silverman, on the topic, Is America a Christian Nation? We have 16 coordinators across the United States. For example, in New England, we have Michael Heath, who is our coordinator in 6 New England states. So we do have a national outreach. And one of the main ways that we've gotten our message out very successfully in reaching millions of Christians around the nation is through Christian radio, interviews, and Christian talk radio. Because of the nature of our message, sort of different and controversial at the time when it first came out, a lot of people wanted to interview us. So we were on Moody Radio several times in the last few years. We were Issues in Education regularly, been on the Janet Mefford Show, just a number of strong shows talking about the need to get the children out of the government schools into Christian schooling and homeschooling. And we've reached millions of people on Christian radio and talk shows around the nation, particularly in the last 10 or 12 years.
I want to see a child in every public school in America who is trained as a witness for Jesus Christ.
When you send that child off to school today, you're sending them into a pagan society.
And the studies are showing that there's virtually no discernible difference between the church and the world. At what point is Southern Baptists going to rise up and say, enough is enough?
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
We've got to do something different. The schools are failing.
I would go to 6 or 7 days a week, not just Monday through Friday.
You're not going to be painting, okay? You're going to be writing down whatever comes to your mind when you hear the word gay or when you hear the word lesbian.
So nothing's right or wrong in
no
this
right
either?
That's right.
They are stealing our children. But because they are leaving the body of the child with us, we don't even know it's happening.
If I had my way, government education would be brought to a halt.
Trying to fix public education is like trying to teach a pig how to dance. You get dirty and the pig gets mad.
Turning your children over to total strangers and having those strangers work on your child's mind, it's a mad idea.
Public schools have become a criminal enterprise.
Parents are willing to admit that there are these problems and yet believe that their children will somehow escape. They won't.
And it may have taken a school shooting to wake us up, to see the danger, but that's a very small danger compared to all the other things that go on that can destroy our children.
A teacher is in trouble for bringing a religion into his classroom, but should he lose his job?
When we go into a public school, we have to leave God at the door. It just came to the point where I couldn't do that anymore.
Jesus said, build your house upon the rock, but the foolish man refused the words of Christ, would not build their education systems on the fear of God, on the words of Christ.
Everything exists to proclaim the glory of God. And the one place where we send our kids 7 hours a day is a place where God's name can't be mentioned. It's not indoctrination, it's insanity.